You know that feeling, don't you? That cold, tight feeling in the pit of your stomach. The one that whispers in the dead of night, when the world is quiet and your thoughts are loud. The one that tells you to play it safe, to stay small, to not rock the boat. It's the voice of fear, and it has a job. Its job is to protect you, to keep you from getting hurt, to keep you within the lines of the map you were given, a map that was drawn long before you knew how to draw your own. But here is the truth I need you to hear today. The one I need you to feel in your bones. That map is not your destiny. That voice is not your master. You were born for more than a life of quiet caution. You were built for hope. Let me tell you a story. It's not a story about a famous person in a history book. It's a story about you. It's the story of the battle that rages inside your own heart. There was a version of you, once, who wasn't afraid, a child who dreamed in brilliant, impossible colors, who believed they could be an astronaut, a painter, a superhero, who sang at the top of their lungs and danced with no music at all. What happened to that version of you? Life happened. A few scraped knees, a few broken hearts, a few times you reached for a star and fell, and the falling hurt more than you ever thought possible. So, you started to build a fortress around your heart, brick by brick, a brick made from a rejection, a brick made from a failure, a brick made from a word someone said that cut deeper than they could ever know. You built these walls so high that you thought you were safe. But look around you now. The fortress you built to protect yourself has become the prison that holds you captive. The fear that was meant to be a cautious advisor has become a tyrannical warden. It tells you that you are not good enough, that you are not smart enough, that your dreams are too big, your voice is too small, and your time has passed. And the most dangerous thing about fear is that it sounds so rational. It dresses itself up in the clothes of logic and practicality. It says, be realistic. It says, think of all that could go wrong. It points to the scars of your past and says, see, I told you it was dangerous out there. But help is different. Help is not loud. It doesn't shout or demand. It is a quiet, persistent melody that plays just beneath the noise of your anxiety. It is the gentle tug on your spirit when you see a sunrise. It is the fleeting image of a life you deeply desire, that flashes behind your eyes in a moment of quiet. It is the unshakable knowing, deep in your soul, that you are meant for more than this. Help is the architect of your future. Fear is just the foreman of your past. The question is, who are you going to let build your life? I want you to think of the bravest thing you have ever done. It might not be something the world would call brave. Maybe it was getting out of bed on a day when the weight of the world felt like it was crushing you. Maybe it was speaking up in a meeting when your voice trembled. Maybe it was choosing to love again after your heart had been shattered. In that moment, what was bigger? The fear of failing, of being hurt, of looking foolish, or the hope that on the other side of that courage, something beautiful was waiting for you? You chose hope, and you won. Now, I am not asking you to eliminate fear. That is impossible. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the profound decision that something else is more important. It is the decision that your hope for a better life is more important than your fear of failure. That your hope for genuine connection is more important than your fear of rejection. That your hope for leaving your mark on this world is more important than your fear of criticism. This is the great pivot of the human spirit. The moment you stop asking, what if I fail? And start asking, what if I fly? Let me tell you about a man named David. Not the one from the Bible, but a man I once knew. David was a musician. He had hands that could make a guitar weep and sing. But for 20 years, his guitar sat in its case, in a dusty corner of his closet. The fear was too loud. The fear of not being good enough, of being too old, of the industry being too cruel. His hope was a tiny, fragile ember, buried under the ashes of his regret. One day, his young nephew came to visit. The boy found the guitar case and asked, "Uncle David, can you play?" And David, with a heart full of excuses, opened the case. The smell of old wood and memory filled the room. He strummed one chord. It was out of tune, rusty, weak. It was the sound of his fear. But his nephew's eyes widened. "Wow," he whispered. "That's so cool." In that child's eyes, David did not see judgment. He did not see the 20 years of silence. He saw a reflection of his own hope, the hope he had as a young man, the hope that his music could make someone feel something. That tiny ember began to glow. He didn't book a world to the next day. He didn't even tell anyone. He simply started to tune the guitar, string by string, note by note. It was a slow, painful process. His fingers were soft, and they hurt. The songs he used to know were fragmented memories. The fear was still there, screaming that it was too late, that he was a fool. But every day, he would play for 15 minutes, and he made a promise to himself. He would let the hope of hearing one beautiful, complete song again be bigger than the fear of the pain, the frustration, the sheer awkwardness of starting over. Months passed. The 15 minutes became an hour. The clumsy chords became fluid melodies. He started writing his own songs. Songs about loss and time and second chances. He never became a famous rock star, but he started playing at a small, local cafe copyright on Tuesday nights. For a handful of people, his music became the soundtrack to their quiet evenings, and in their faces, as they listened, he saw connection. He saw understanding. He saw hope. David's beautiful destination wasn't fame or fortune. It was the reclamation of his own soul. It was the moment he chose to let the music, his hope, be louder than the silence of his fear. Your hope is your David. Your fear is the dusty guitar case. What is the song inside of you that is waiting to be played? What is the dream you have been too afraid to name? I want you to name it right now, in a whisper. If you must, say it. I hope to start my own business. I hope to write that book. I hope to heal this relationship. I hope to learn to paint. I hope to find the courage to be my true self. Hear the sound of it in the air. That is the sound of your power. Now, feel the fear that immediately rises up to meet it. That's normal. That's expected. Don't fight it. Acknowledge it. Thank it for trying to protect you. And then, gently, firmly, set it aside. Your job from this day forward is not to be fearless. Your job is to be hopeful. Feed your hope. Starve your fear. How do you feed hope? You give it one small, tangible action. You don't have to write the whole book today. Just write one paragraph. You don't have to launch the business today. Just research one step. You don't have to have the entire relationship healed today. Just extend one small gesture of kindness. Action is the oxygen of hope. Every single step you take, no matter how small, breathes life into it. It proves to yourself that you are serious. It tells the universe you are ready to play. And how do you starve fear? You stop giving it your attention. You stop playing out the worst case scenario in your mind like a horror movie on repeat. You stop listening to the voices, both internal and external, that echo its toxic narrative. Surround yourself with other hope bearers. Find the people whose eyes light up when you talk about your dreams, not the ones whose faces fill with doubt. Your tribe is not the people who share your DNA. Your tribe is the people who share your spirit. Look at the world around you. Everything beautiful, everything groundbreaking, everything that has ever pushed humanity forward began as a hope in someone's heart that was bigger than their fear. The first person to sail across the ocean hoped to find new land, and their fear of falling off the edge of the world did not stop them. The scientists who developed vaccines hoped to save lives, and their fear of failure did not paralyze them. Every artist, every explorer, every inventor, every parent who strives to create a better world, a broken bar, they all feel the fear. They just refuse to let it drive the car. They let help sit in the driver's seat, and they make fear sit in the back. And they don't let it choose the radio station. You have that same power. This is your call to rise. This is your moment to believe. The world needs your hope. It is not a naive, fluffy sentiment. It is the most powerful, revolutionary force you possess. It is the engine of creation. It is the light that not only guides your path but becomes a beacon for others who are lost in their own darkness. When you choose hope, you give everyone around you permission to do the same. So, let your hopes be bigger, let them be louder, let them be brighter, let them be so vast and so powerful that they cast a shadow over every single one of your fears. Your hope is the promise your soul made to you before you were ever born. A promise of a life lived fully, deeply, and courageously. It's time to collect on that promise. Believe in the quiet voice, overcome the loud one, and rise, with a courage that is not the lack of fear, but the triumph over it. Rise. Your beautiful, hopeful future is waiting.